Hello, basketball fans from across Canada and around the world. Welcome to the WFCU Center, the host venue of tonight's National Basketball League of Canada clash between the visiting Moncton Miracles and the Windsor Express. I am Brett Hedges alongside my co-host Mitch Kobe K, and tonight we will tag team the commentary duties tonight with the lone visit for the Moncton Miracles to the WFCU Center this year. Kobe, with only 5 and 6 games remaining left on the regular season schedule, this game and this part of the season is more about fine-tuning rather than wins at this part of the year.
Correct. Barring a miracle, the Express could drop to third place, but not likely. So from this point forward, it's really about, like you said, fine-tuning, getting into rhythm and preparing for the postseason. But I would like to give some props to the Niagara River Lions, who at one point got to within 2 games, really making a statement as to what we can expect from that franchise in the 16-17 season.
Absolutely. Now, coming into this game, the Windsor Express have lost 2 straight games in 2 consecutive weeks. It's been almost 3 weeks here since we've been back at the WFCU Center. This is important for the Express to get back into rhythm, like we said, and perhaps get a win under their belt today.
Absolutely. You wonder what the break will do in terms of rust. How will they respond, or will the rest work for them? So we welcome in 2 of our East Coast friends, the Moncton Miracles, and then tomorrow, the Halifax Hurricanes. 2 high-octane offenses, great basketball teams. Very important that the Express get out of here with at least 1 victory. 2 if they do really, really well. So I'm really looking forward to these games. I've been waiting to watch James Justice play live all season long.
And of course, like we said, you said the man's name himself. It all goes through James Justice, through the Moncton Miracles. It's one heck of a player.
They are on a high-octane offense, scoring 109 points per game. They can heat it up from the three-point line. And then, of course, the play of Dexter Strickland, just a fantastic guard. They have a real great punch back there from the guard position. So I'm super excited to see how they respond here tonight at the WFCU Center.
Absolutely. And, of course, they have the stalwart in the middle, Thomas Granado, someone that we know as a former member of the Brampton A's. How much do you think he's going to have an impact in today's game?
Absolutely. Terror in the paint, 6'11", averaging almost 7 rebounds per game. So he really solidifies things, as they are a great outside shooting and jump shooting team, but he gives them that presence inside the paint. So this just really stretches out things in terms of versatility for the Moncton Miracles.
Mm-hmm. And on the other side, the Windsor Express, the 2-time defending league champions, what do they got to do to get back on track, so to speak?
Well, I think when you have a team coming in that scores 109 points per game, it is all about defense, and that's really been the signature asset for the Windsor Express since this franchise started with the NBL Canada. And I think they need to get down to business tonight by locking James Justice and company down, protecting the perimeter, and then, of course, maintaining the paint, watching what they do on the glass, because we know Moncton's a decent team on the boards.
Absolutely. Make sure to check out Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James Foco for the Knoxstrom.tv halftime report. That's going to do it for Mitch and Brett and Kobe here in the pregame. When we return after the national anthem, we've got tip-off between the Moncton Miracles and the Windsor Express. When we return, more of NBL Canada basketball on Knoxstrom.tv.
That was good.
Thomas Bernardo. And number 55, James Justice. The head coach is Mr. Paul Molesky. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's introduce the starting 5 of your Windsor Express. A 5'11" point guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 4, Sharon Cole. A 6'7" forward from White Plains, New York, number 32, Kirk Williams Jr. A 6'5" forward from Lake Wales, Florida, number 15, The Windsor Express assistant coaches are Aaron McDonald, Scott Newman, Aaron Parker, and Jerry Brompton. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time we ask you to please rise and please join Tiana and Tanisha King and conductor Coltrane in the singing of our national anthem.
Well done. My goodness, what a rendition of the national anthem. Kobe, are you shivering? Because you have
There is a
goosebumps on your skin.
Single salty tear rolling down my cheek.
Welcome to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call here on Knockstrom.tv. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you guys.
Yes, it certainly has. Been a little bit bittersweet. We had a break, but boy, did I miss it. And boy, am I excited to be here tonight watching James Justice and the Moncton Miracles. We talked about this high-power offense, and they are going to look to get it going early here in Windsor.
Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. Exciting times here in Windsor, but over the past 2 weeks, a little bit snake bit in the Windsor Express. They've fallen to the Niagara River Lions and the Orangeville A's in consecutive contests, and now they've got a big weekend ahead of them here against two fairly tough teams in Moncton and Halifax.
Only a couple games, both on the road. It's a slow and methodical spot to a leg of the season for them. Now, they were at least 3-4 games ahead on London most of the season, and now that's amended itself and caught up. So this is just part of the grind, my friend.
And of course, the Miracles going through a coaching change early in the year. Coach Paul McKeskey on the sidelines for the Miracles now, and he's performed, I wouldn't want to use the term miracle, but he's done a very good job making this team very competitive in a short amount of time. A lot of wins being piled up here by the Miracles as of late.
Absolutely, and you know, if they were as good defensively as they were offensively, good Lord. You know, that's not necessarily their identity, but they are a threat each night out, no matter who they play in either conference, and I expect nothing less than a fantastic effort tonight here at the WFCU Center.
The Windsor Express will start Brandon Robinson, Kirk Williams Jr., Tony Bennett, Sharon Collins, and Chris Commons. Familiar face to the WFCU Center is Thomas Granado, a big 6'11" man. Formerly played for the Brampton A's under then head coach David Magley. He took the Express to the brink of Game 7 in the conference finals before the Express won that contest. He is a big factor for this team, and he's been really solid on both ends of the floor for them this season.
Yes, listed at 6'10", I said 6'11". I apologize if that was a mistake. 260 pounds. We know he's massive, averaging 12.27 points per game to go along with about 7 rebounds. So he really complements that backcourt and the three-point shooting for the Moncton Miracles.
And having a little bit of a pre-game ceremony. Let's just send it downstairs for this presentation. Yeah. This is a presentation for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, pardon me.
We all at Canadian Customs, we raised $3,000 and we're presenting that tonight to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We have a very special friend with us tonight. His name is Oliver, and he's in center court here tonight, and he's got an amazing smile. We want to thank the Make-A-Wish Foundation for being the amazing organization that they are, that bring wishes and dreams to kids all around the world.
Always good to see. Oh yes, this is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This is from the tournament that they held earlier at the Southwest Detention Center here in Windsor. It was a charity basketball tournament that the Windsor Express took part in. Players were coaches for respective teams as they raised money and played basketball throughout the week. And
yeah, I seen that some video of that on Facebook. Real testament to commitment of community here in Windsor, and these players just getting out of themselves and doing real selfless things to strengthen the core here in the city of Windsor. And it's really done with the children who are the future of tomorrow and really the most important people. So it's great to see all these players getting out doing that service work.
Absolutely. What a great job of throwing up the opening tip-off by that young man there. He gets a nice hand from Kirk Williams Jr. and head coach of the Windsor Express, Bill Jones. And after a 10-10 start to this season, Kobe, the Express have gone 8-6 under head coach Bill Jones, pardon me. Not exactly what they wanted at this part of the year, but 18-16, right around the 500 mark. But that just goes to show how competitive this league is and how hard it is to win on a nightly basis.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I don't think it's necessarily about the Windsor Express not being as good, but about the league being better.
Absolutely, and the opening tip is up. And here come the Moncton Miracles here at the WFCU Center for the lone appearance of the regular season. Over on the far side, double teamed and throwing the ball away, number 55, James Justice. Good double team there from Kirk Williams Jr. and Tony Bennett leads to a turnover and a foul in the opening possession of the game. Brett Hedges in, Kobe K on the call here on Knockstrom.tv. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are across Canada and around the world. Chris Commons in the low post. Behind the back pass to Kirk Williams Jr. He rises up, gives it over to Tony Bennett. Save that one from going out of bounds. He rises up and shoots! The classic TB stance right after that three-pointer made.
Admiring his handiwork as the shot clock runs down, Brett, 3-4 feet out from the three-point line there, just cans it.
And should we be surprised, really? Mr. 40 plus, names earned, not given. In the corner. Moncton quickly moving the ball up the floor here in the early going. Turnover. Brandon Robinson, here he goes. Takes the bump, and good defensive play there from number 23, Dexter Strickland. Not being called for the foul and saving a bucket too. Crafty.
Good active hands there in the lane by Brandon Robinson. Almost averaging a couple steals, I believe, per game. he and Tony Bennett really a terror in the passing lane for offenses.
Kirk Williams Jr. gives a nice seal off of Thomas Granado. And nearly a steal off of the inbound. So there's that active hands, like you said, Tony Bennett and Brandon Robinson. Strickland takes advantage of the inadvertent buzzer. And he'll score the opening bucket of the game for the Miracles.
With a step on the defender, he's averaging 16-plus points per game, showing us right there as to why he is such a big-time scorer in this league.
Chris Commons drives baseline, tries to sneak it past Granado. Good defensive position there. It's showtime! Boom! Tydran Beatty.
Almost fell off my chair. And that's what Moncton wants to do here is get out on the break, Brett, play in transition, speed things up, and really force the Windsor defense to work.
Brandon Robinson on the curl. Can't get it to fall. Hits the rim a couple times before Granado rips it down. Strickland. Former NBO Canada Player of the Week. I believe it was Strickland and Amarty that were the co-winners this past week. James Justice. The guard weren't repping number 55. And some good defense from the Express. 24-second violation.
And there you see Tony Bennett coming out and applying pressure. Chris Commons heads out to the three-point line to defend his man. Shot clock runs out. Great defensive instincts there by the Windsor Express.
Yeah, they didn't even have... No one was even looking for a shot as the buzzer expired there, so that goes to show the kind of defense Windsor was playing. Commons, jab step, drives. Right hand on the left-hand side, can't finish. Quick ball movement. Sharon Collins for three. Rock Chalk Jayhawk gets in.
Windsor playing a little inside-out basketball. We're seeing a lot of holes in that lane. And as a result, things opening up for the offense.
Here's the Express. Bennett, quick release. Off the... Commons ripping it away from Granado. No! Thomas Granado comes up with a big block. James Justice is going to draw a foul against Tony Bennett on transition. And we're going to see our first substitution of the game, number 44. Mike Martin checking in for Tydran Beatty, who threw down that ferocious dunk a few plays ago.
Martin averaging almost 12 points per game, providing the Moncton Miracles with some offense off the bench.
And of course, we know how much bench scoring and bench production from this forward spot, how important that is in this league, as the Moncton Miracles nearly throw it away again. Strickland. High screen from Granado is slipped by Strickland. Good closeout from Sharon Collins. Mike Martin at the top of the key, crossing over on Kirk Williams Jr. puts up a one-footed shot.
Some great perimeter defense there by the Windsor Express, not giving Moncton any room for any clean looks from downtown.
Inadvertent buzzer again. Brandon Robinson keeps the play going. Brandon Robinson kicks it back out. Wow, good ball movement there. Kirk Williams Jr. off the bounce, takes it. And he's going to draw a foul. So quick ball movement from the Windsor Express has this, what it looks like a zone defense from the Moncton Miracles, has them moving, and right now they're up 8-4.
Yeah, we're seeing great spacing here from the Express offense. And that ball rotation is really opening things up and be able to get some clean looks. They don't look like a team that's only played a couple games in the last 2 weeks, I'll tell you that.
They've probably been going pretty hard as Tony Bennett can't scoop and score. Looking for a foul on the way back, not going to get it. James Justice, who has a registered triple-double this year, number 55.
I think he has 3 double-doubles to boot.
Nice find from Strickland as Granado found a soft spot in the defense. 8-6.
That's exactly what the Miracles needed. Some easy money down low and get things rolling.
Always fun watching our Atlantic Division teams come in. Only meeting of the year between the Express and Miracles at the WFCU. Robinson for 3. big-time shot from the league's second all-time leading scorer. Strickland, quick shot, blocked from Robinson.
That's a block, a steal, and a three-pointer.
What a find from Sharon Collins to Tony Bennett. Chicago to Chicago there.
And that all started with defense, my friend.
James Justice for three. He cans it. Here we go.
He's averaging 20 points per game for the Moncton Miracles.
That release seemed effortless on that three ball.
It was a basket that his team desperately needed.
Collins. Kirk Williams Jr. off the heel. Justice. Martin at the top of the key. Takes a bump from Commons. No good. Quick first step from Martin, but he just couldn't score. Nice find.
The Windsor Express just finding hole after hole. In the interior, Moncton really needs to lock things down inside the paint, as Windsor really being able to get to the rack quite easily. And here Commons able to draw a foul, and he will get to the free throw line to potentially generate, a couple more points for this Express offense that looks really in tune thus far.
Shaquille O'Keefe checks into the game for Sharon Collins, who, don't mind me saying, he looks like he's in great shape, Sharon, as opposed to when we saw him a couple months ago.
And I think that was inevitable. And, he fit right into this team, brings that veteran presence, NBA caliber experience guy, finding his groove with the Windsor Express, and I think really where that's going to show is in the playoffs.
Absolutely. You know what kind of player he was. You knew what kind of resume he had. And if you want, we could go through that resume later in the game, but we need to know he's a former NCAA champion for the Kansas Jayhawks, and
yeah,
that in itself.
There you go.
Strickland loses the ball. Kirk Williams Jr. grabs the loose ball. Wow, quick release. Robinson cans it.
He is feeling it, folks. Brandon Robinson with his second triple of the night.
So, Coach Paul McCaskey wanted a timeout there. A little bit of mixed signals to him and the referees or the score clock, but there's a traveling violation there on the baseline. What a quick release from Brandon Robinson of a dart pass from Kirk Williams Jr. He didn't even think about putting it on the floor.
No, I think he's feeling it, and when you're hot, and he's a shooter, so he knows when he's in rhythm and when they're going to drop, and he's got the confidence to take that shot.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express lead the Moncton Miracles 18-9 here in first quarter action at the WFCU Center. Thank you all for joining us on Knoxroom.tv. Make sure to catch Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James on the Knoxroom.tv halftime report and postgame report.
You think Brandon Robinson's going to have one of those nights, Brett? He's got 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. He's 2 for 2 from downtown, 2 of 4 from the field.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Fantastic player, Brandon Robinson. We knew when the Express signed him after the second game of the regular season that this guy was special. You knew what kind of offense he could bring to this team, but he really brought a whole lot more to the Express than just offense.
I would say that's a very accurate assessment, and I'm not sure. Maybe they knew they were going to get all the rest of those goodies, but he has done so much more. A terrific individual on-ball defender, and we see that with all of the steals he's racked up over the course of the season. We've seen a block earlier, and he's a fantastic passer. So he's a guy that is a jack of all trades. He's not just a spot-up guy, or he's not just going to get you 20 points. He's going to do so much more for you.
Absolutely, and relatively young as well. 27 years old, celebrating his birthday just over a month ago. And when you look at what he's accomplished in this league already, been in the league all 5 years, a lot of good things to say about this man.
A lot of buckets, folks.
Mo buckets. Shaquille Keith gets bumped off his path, loses the basketball, but it is last touch from a Miracles player. Shaquille Keith gets it out to Kirk Williams Jr. Hesitation dribble off the bounce, no good. Kirk Williams Jr. with another O board. Spinning, turning, shooting. Shaquille Keith is blocked. Thomas Granado there. Not a whole lot of help going on down low for the Moncton Miracles. Thomas Granado's fighting off multiple guys at once, it seems.
They need to bring over some help defenders and really be more on the same page. And I think Windsor right now has a step on the Moncton Miracles in terms of the speed that they're playing at. Certainly when speaking about the Express's offense, they just seem to be in another gear.
Checking into the game, number 50, Wilt Creekmore. And getting set to return to the contest, Brandon Kearney. So Shaq Keith makes it 20-9 in favor of Windsor. As Maurice Bolden checks into the game, Mobo took over the Windsor Express Snapchat earlier in the week and Instagram.
Look at this defense.
Tenacious.
It's like Game 7.
Will Creekmore blocked from behind from Mo Bolden. What closing speed that was.
And Moncton had found a hole there, but Windsor with the big stuff.
Scores. Wow.
They are playing like champions right now.
In transition, Dexter Strickland blocked from Chris Commons. Here we go. Mishandled it there. But Tony Bennett with another easy bucket for the Express. A big first quarter so far. They're up 15 points.
You see, it's a full court press in the first quarter, and it's paying big dividends as the Express defense translating into offense.
We spoke about that in the pregame, how important it would be. Creekmore pass into the corner. No good, the three ball from Van Zandt. 4:06 remaining in the opening quarter. Maurice Bolden loses it thanks to some peppering defense from Brandon Kearney. And Alex Superman Johnson checks in for Tony Bennett.
24-9, 4:02 left in the first. Right time to make some substitution, get some guys some rest. Nice little run there for the Windsor Express.
Had a chance to speak with Alex last week. I was doing an article about Canadian players in the NBL for the newspaper I work for, and Will Creekmore with a big shot there, knocking it down, number 50. Big shot for the Moncton Miracles there.
They are now 2 for 4 from downtown. Let's let them get hot from the three-point line, and this lead will be closed real quick.
Brandon Robinson was fouled on the pass there, so it will be Express ball on the near sideline. And I had a chance to talk with Alex, and I've talked to Shaquille Keith and Denny McDonald just about the opportunity that Canadians have to play in this league now. And as Shaquille Keith loses it on the drive there, good defense from Moncton. Van Zandt in the corner for three, it's good.
And that is another triple. 3 for 5 from downtown are the Moncton Miracles. This Express defense, though, already collecting 13 points off turnovers. Maybe time to lock it down again.
Maurice Bolden, jab step, hands it off to Chris Commons. Alex Johnson, there he goes. Floater from the free throw line, no good. And Mike Martin was out of bounds when he grabbed the rebound, so it will be Express basketball again.
And a tragedy that didn't go in for Alex Johnson. Beautiful play there. He's able to get the defender to bite on the shot fake, take the extra dribble. Just doesn't drop.
Johnson, the former member of the North Carolina State Wolfpack, as Maurice Bolden circles the drain with that jump shot, and it finds the bottom of the cup.
All kind of space to shoot.
Creekmore with the old board there, gets it back out to Kearney. He puts up a floater, no good. Johnson with the rebound. Quickly up the floor, Shaquille Keith, hesitation, dribble, yes, offensive foul. Will Creekmore that established himself, took a big bump from Shaquille Keith.
And a very intelligent play to slow the Windsor momentum down a little bit there. The big man taking one for the team.
26-15 the score. Windsor up 11. 2:10 left in the first. Will Creekmore getting the offensive board, or the loose ball, so to speak, and scoring in tight.
Moncton just put their foot on the gas just a little bit, Brett. Good things happening now for McKeskey and company.
Alex Johnson on the far side finds Chris Commons. Nice spin move there in the lane. He scores. Good footwork, I should say, in the lane.
Every time, baby. Number 24 on the block. Pleasure to watch.
And he gets called for a foul there. He stepped into the lane. Windsor Express playing at a high level, but making their way back into it is Moncton with a pair of 3 balls and a big basket from Will Creekmore.
They are shooting the ball well, Brett, 41% for the field, 60% from downtown. It's the turnovers and then points off those turnovers that have really hurt them.
Mike Martin gets the inbound. Maurice Bolden tries to go up for the swipe. He alters the shot and ends up going out of bounds, but off an Express player.
Such a crafty defender, really uses that length to his advantage. Maurice Bolden averaging 10-plus points per game for the Express during this season.
Mike Martin with a jumper. No good. Billy Rush with the rebound. Johnson over to Shaquille Keith. High screen. Kirk Williams Jr. Back to Billy Rush for 3. No good. Strickland. With 1 minute to go here in the opening quarter. Thanks for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. Strickland can't get the jumper to fall. Last minute of play here in the opening quarter. Windsor up by double digits. Looking to make it more. Maurice Bolden off the heel of the basket. Apologize for the buzzers, folks. They seem to be inadvertent. So sorry for any confusion. Strickland to Creekmore. Martin in the lane, taking the bump. And they're going to give the foul to Maurice Bolden. Hey, quick shout out to some fans checking in at home, watching on Knockstrom.tv, the Hurst family. Derek and Emily and newborn baby Malcolm Darrell. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for tuning in on Knockstrom.tv. It's a family game, you know.
And also, Mike Townsend say, hey Alex, Kobe Hedges, y'all know I'm on the check. Let's go Windsor.
Mike Thomas?
Mike Townsend.
Thompson.
Austin Wilson, Makina Beatty, Dick Stevens, Austin Wilson, Dave King.
Thank you all for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. Joining us on the YouTube channel, chiming in with all your thoughts and comments. Make sure to forward any thoughts and comments to Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James at halftime. Maybe they can answer some questions for you. Some of our finalist journalists in the area. Alex Johnson. Ooh, nice pass inside. Kirk Williams can't finish. Quick ball movement from the Express. Maurice Bolden gets it out to Shaquille Keith. He puts up the floater. That's short. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So the Express get out to a 15-point lead. But the Miracles go on a 10-4 run to close out the frame. Windsor up 28-19. When we return, more of NBL Canada action on Knockstrom.tv.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How know that my love for you is real. Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Quote, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want to get out of here and move on. It's not gonna- Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Ashes of K coming to a theater near you very, very soon. Alex, how's the post-production going for that?
It's going really good, Brett. Excellent.
Absolutely. Welcome to second quarter action here between the Moncton Miracles and the Windsor Express. Hey folks, if you're tuning in and you want to watch us in HD, make sure to check out the bottom right corner of your screen and click the HD tab. If you're having some problems lagging or buffering, then go down to the SD and you'll be able to watch and hopefully be able to watch in real time. So we appreciate all of your support and hope you guys are enjoying the HD quality.
Yeah, big shout out to Dee Stevens, Patricia Williams, Whitney Wright, Austin Wilson, also Matt.
Matt, the aforementioned Matt. And a big thanks to all of our crew here today on Knockstrom.tv. We got Aaron Sanders, Jeremy James, Leo Gonzalez, of course, your humble servant Alejandro, and Kobe and myself. Big happy family here. Kirk Williams Jr. to start the second quarter. Working against Creekmore. 3, ball is good. Kirk Williams Jr. from downtown.
Actually, it's Matt Druma.
Matt Druma.
From ANX.
The Express 4 for 8 from downtown to start this one.
Mike Martin with a big bucket there. Good find down low.
And that's what Moncton needs to do, Brett. Continue to attack that rim. Break down the Express interior, and then they can start working on kicking that ball out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Alex Johnson called for the traveling violation. 31-21, the Miracles trail the Windsor Express 1 minute into the second quarter. James Justice launching up that 3 ball, no good.
He is 1 for 2 from downtown to start this one. He's good for 20 a game. He's got 2 points, so you got to check that man, that's for sure.
Kirk Williams Jr. with another jumper. He knocks that one down. 5 straight points for KWJ to start the second.
Pardon me, Justice with 3 points, 2 boards to go along with those. 3 points for number 55.
Justice. Sorry. Not Justice. Tyrell Tate driving, and they're going to call an offensive foul. So way to take the bump.
The Express making good work off these Moncton turnovers. They have committed 7, and Windsor with 15 points off those turnovers. But we've seen the Miracles play much better defense towards the second half of the first quarter. They have 8 points off Windsor's turnovers.
Billy Rush on the near sideline. Over to Mobo. Alex Johnson for 3. He lets it go, no good. But 3 Miracle players collide and nearly turn it over. Tyrell Tate. Right off the curl, Brandon Kearney with a big 3-pointer.
And he is dangerous from downtown. You don't want to give that man any kind of open look from the 3-point line.
Kirk Williams Jr. on the baseline, working against Creekmore. Loses the pass. Justice over to Mike Martin. Nice drive and dish there. Mike Martin with another basket. 33-26.
Kearney shooting that 3-ball at 42% on the season, Brett.
That's one heck of a percentage.
You bet it is.
Alex Johnson finds a soft spot in the D.
There have been them holes in that seam all throughout this game. It's an area that Moncton absolutely has to lock down.
James Justice kicks it out. Alex Johnson, former #1 pick overall in the NBL Canada draft.
And, you know, he's a guy that arrived late and really found a role in this team and embraced it. And since doing that, he's had some great success, able to come out here and command the team from the point guard position, usually off the bench. And what an asset to this team on the second unit.
Yeah, has been a starter in the league. Billy Rush for 3. No good. Just can't seem to find his three-point stroke here at the WFCU Center yet. And Tate putting in some yeoman's work there, grinding out a couple rebounds and drawing the foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
Definitely made the most of his offensive rebound. He's averaging just over 8 points per game. Looking like he is playing with some purpose right here in the second quarter.
And
he's almost an 80% free throw shooter, Brett. So a really good player to have on the line if you're the Moncton Miracles.
Swish. First throw by Tate is through.
Potential now to cut the lead to 7.
Puts the second one short. Makes it an even 8-point game. 35-27 here. 8.5 to go in the second quarter. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call here for Knoxroom.tv. Maurice Bolden. Corner 3 ball. Kirk Williams Jr. Wow, nice play from James Justice to intercept that pass. That was an open bucket for the Express, but nice play from Justice. Leads to another bucket from Mike Martin.
And another offensive rebound. And the Miracles making the most of those second chance points opportunities.
Will Creekmore and Mike Martin have had themselves a big impact on this game. On the offensive glass specifically. Johnson kicks it out. Robinson. Nice move, just couldn't knock it down. Gets it back from the offensive rebound. 3-ball, no good.
Brandon Robinson wanted another crack at that. Just falls short.
Good ball movement. Tyrell Tate for 3. Leaves it short on the 3-ball.
Some great passing there by the Miracles, who have really picked things up to start this second quarter.
Sharon Collins and Chris Commons set to come back into the game. Kirk Williams Jr. had 5 straight points to start the quarter. Gets another bucket to go. What a beautiful play from the Express.
They must have practiced that one at the WFCU Center after dark, because they were really read one another. Little in-air alley-oop.
Mike Martin for 3. Front rim, Mo Bolden with the rebound. Quick pass to Tony Bennett. Beautiful pass, threading the needle. Tony Bennett to Kirk Williams Jr., and he draws a foul.
Tony Bennett looking like a young Heisman Trophy winner from the quarterback position. Right in the numbers.
Former Bradley alum. Every chance he has, he gets to tell Sharon Collins about the time that the Bradley Bulldogs beat the Kansas Jayhawks. He does, so I always think that's funny. Back in 2006.
Yep, they'll be old and gray talking about that.
And it's funny how much it still upsets Sharon every time. He says to him, he says, I wasn't even on that team, man. But those two Chicago guys just love playing together and have a similar attitude when it comes to playing this game.
We've seen some serious ballers out of Chi-Town here in the NBL, that is for sure. Great basketball city.
Especially in the Windsor Express.
Right. Our man DeAndre Thomas.
Quinnell Brown. Tyrell Tate for 3. Yes, he does can it.
And that is the 5th triple made for the Moncton Miracles, who are now 5 of 10 from downtown for 50%.
Trimming the deficit to 6 points. It was once 15.
Yeah, you knew they were going to go on a run. If they can get out of this second quarter without double digits, being down double digits, they're going to be in good shape.
Maurice Bolden, rising, shooting, scoring.
After a couple missed threes, Mo Bull finding his range.
Getting rid of the frosted tips, Maurice Bolden. Going with the all black hair now. 3 ball is off the mark. That was Beatty with the attempt. Hey folks, NBO Canada playoff packages are on sale at windsorexpress.ca. Just letting you know.
This place is going to be a rockin'.
Robinson can't get it to fall. So the playoffs will start after the final regular season game on April 30th. Oh, nice play from Beatty there. Nice footwork.
And what an adjustment to finish with the right hand on the left side. Big bucket there for the Miracles, who've trimmed this thing to 6.
And that will prompt a timeout call. Windsor up 40-34. On the Moncton Miracles are playing at a high level here.
Indeed. They tighten things up defensively, and then they put their foot on the gas a little bit, Brett. They continued to press on that pedal, and now all of a sudden they're playing good basketball. Like I said, down by only 6 here in the second quarter, and we got a game, folks.
Couldn't agree with you more. The Moncton Miracles and Windsor Express both looking for some victories here this weekend. But like we said, it's more important to be fine-tuning their game as they look ahead to the playoffs. But you can't discount the importance of a game like this that we have, especially when the playoffs are coming near.
Absolutely. And for Windsor, you don't want to drop any at home. I mean, this is going to be huge for them. You know, in the first round, they got the home court advantage, and like we said, fine-tuning things, really finding themselves, and then letting loose, because these playoffs are right around the corner. And for Moncton, they want to make a statement here tonight at the WFCU Center and get out of here with a W. It's a long way to come from Moncton to lose, that's for sure.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, but if you got to rock, you just can't stop.
I just busted out my air guitar.
That's right. And of course, Alex is a rock star back in the 80s, so he can tell us all about that.
Yeah, so back in the days was really, you know, the mullet, long hair.
I was just going to ask you what your hair looked like.
It was a mullet. We've seen pictures, Kobe.
Like business in the front, party in the back kind of mullet?
I think it was the most business in the front, party in the back.
Oh, so was it a mullet then? I think we have to define what the mullet is.
We'll analyze the footage and we'll go over it another time. Out of the timeout, Windsor Express. Maurice Bolden for 3. Cans it. Big shot.
Third triple attempt there for Mo Bolden as he finally makes one.
Beatty loses the ball on his way up to the basket, and it will be Windsor Express basketball.
This is a shot, Mo Bolden adding to his arsenal. We're starting to see some new things in his bag of tricks.
Mo has fought some various injuries throughout the year.
Shooting 34% from downtown on the year, but he's capable.
He's shown how valuable he can be.
He's a great player.
Really big matchup problem too. That's the really big thing to me. Oh, saved it for going out of bounds. Tony Bennett. Ooh. Some good defense from Moncton there, disrupting the Express out of that timeout. Just couldn't got a good shot off, but just couldn't knock it down. I want to know more about Alex's tirades in the 80s.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
James Justice at the far sideline. Over to Kearney.
What happened in the 80s stays in the 80s.
And Beatty with a mid-range jumper. Can't get it to knock it down. Brandon Robinson snaring the basketball. Commons lining it up from 3 off the front rim. Tate Made a quick move at the three-point line. Put his foot on the ground and drew the foul. Got a chance to make it a 7-point game now. Windsor has the lead back up to 9.
Moncton 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. But they're really finding some success now, Brett, attacking that rim. That's opening up space for the shooters. So this offense looking much more efficient as the game rolls on.
And Tate misses the first free throw. And he knocks down the second. We'll have another substitution coming into the game. Number 23, Dexter Strickland.
Windsor already racking up 14 collective team assists. That's an area where they have been great all year long. Ball rotation so important.
And unfortunately, we'll be able to see Gary Gibson tonight as he still battles injury. Former Windsor Express guard for the Moncton Miracles now.
Maybe the best on-ball defender I ever watched play in this league, as Mo Bolden hits another triple.
That's a good analogy to talk about how hard Gary Gibson played. Windsor native, went to Eastern Washington, went around the world, and then came back to his hometown to win a championship. So
such a good rebounder out of the backcourt too. Just a real dynamic player that offered you the kind of tough and grit needed to win a championship. Just an instrumental piece.
And even last year, he came back from suffering a groin injury.
He's tough as nails, you know, and that's part of this game, right? The grind on your body and having to overcome.
They only make the toughest in Windsor, so.
Yep.
James Justice in transition. Had to readjust in the air. And that's going to be Windsor Express basketball thanks to the hustle play of multiple players on that possession.
Players bouncing around like a ping pong ball. There was like 3 guys on the deck for a second there. Glad everybody's okay.
Collins. Over to Commons on the low post. He draws a foul. What a dart. What a dart of a pass from Collins inside to Chris Commons. They're finding each other in spots. Not just those two, but the Express are seeming to find each other in spots in the squad that we haven't seen earlier in this year.
Yeah, I just mentioned the 15 collective team assists now, and this is a testament to really understanding and knowing where everybody's going to be, instinctively reading one another. Go back to the Tony Bennett basket with Kirk Williams Jr. I mean, it's a lot of fun to watch, Brett.
Absolutely. On the other side of the court, you got the Moncton Miracles who can score the ball just as easily.
Yeah, they can heat up at any moment, scoring 109 points per game. So we cannot relax on these guys.
Some active defense from the Express again. Ends up in a turnover and a possession. Maurice Bolden on the low post. Smart play, knocking it off of Tate to maintain the possession. They have 14 seconds to work.
Uses Tate's shin as a way to retain possession of the basketball. 2:06 left in the second Q.
Tony Bennett. Oh no, can't. Looking for a foul there, not going to get it.
Put some English on that.
English would be an understatement. Cordell Gianti reaching in for the offensive board, can't get it to go. So 1:45 to go here in the second quarter before halftime, 48-35. These two teams played earlier in the year, and the Moncton came away with a 120-119 victory after we see a big three from Sharon Collins.
Yeah, he used Chris Commons as a decoy to create some space and just rips the triple.
16-point lead once again. Make sure to catch Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders in the halftime report. Nice play from Kearney there to swipe the ball away.
And a beautiful steal by Tony Bennett.
$1:13 to go in the game. Windsor Express ball. Looking to make it an even bigger play. Maurice Bolden.
Having some fun out there.
Yeah, tried to recreate a similar play to the one that Kirk and Tony had earlier.
Bennett averaging 2.23 steals per game. Always got to be aware of where he is on the basketball court when he's defending.
Heard a good stat from Jeremy James. He said that Windsor has the 2 leading steals in the league. So
Brandon Robinson and Tony Bennett. They've been up there hanging out at the top of that statistical category all season long.
as Cordell Gianti extends the play, makes the basket, count it, and the foul. Got a 3-point play on the way. 1 free throw away. 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Windsor putting up some great percentages, very efficient in this one through the first 2 quarters. 42% from the field, 47% from downtown, 87% from the line.
Windsor looking to make a bigger lead at half. Collins behind the back. Oh, he worked his way around there.
Showtime and the hustle back on the defensive end.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Strickland tried to make his way around another pass.
Moncton had this thing at single digits what seemed like just a few minutes ago, and then the Express stepping on the gas.
We saw Rudolph Jolly checking the game for Chris Commons, but a timeout was promptly called by Paul McKeskey.
And the Express, Brett, with 8 different players contributing here on the scoreboard. They are really using the entire squad here to get this done, at least through the first 2 quarters. But we know with this Moncton team and the rate that they can score the basketball, that this game is absolutely far from over.
But if you are the Windsor Express, you have to be happy with a first half effort of only 38 points.
100%. 100%, especially when you look at their per game average of 109. I'd have to agree. And they also held James Justice to 3 points. He's good for 20. They held Dexter Strickland to 2. He's good for 16. So they are definitely playing that elite championship level defense right now, and it is showing on the scoreboard, that's for sure.
Hey, folks, make sure to stick around at halftime for the Knockstrom Halftime Report with Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders, 2 of the finest young journalists in Windsor, products of the St. Clair College Mediaplex. So if you haven't heard of it, make sure to check it out. One of the finest journalism schools in the world, if not Canada. So
we do got to give Moncton some quick props here. They've helped create 13 Windsor turnovers. They've scored 15 points off those turnovers. So this is the team that played much better defense in the second quarter.
So Strickland pulling it out, working against Robinson. Look at this battle. Robinson using those active hands, knocking it off of Strickland. So Moncton will maintain possession. They've got 7 seconds differential between game and shot clock. And Alex Johnson is going to check back into the game. I believe for Sharon Collins. Yep, Sharon Collins is going to check out.
He had a great first half for the Windsor Express.
It's all the small things with him. Knocking down some big shots, making some great plays. Strickland leaves it for Gianti. Nice screen and roll there. Big man did his job. Tony Bennett crossing the timeline, rising and shooting. Probably had an extra time for an extra dribble or 2, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, he hit the other long volley shot, so he was maybe feeling it. Regardless, great quarter here for the Windsor Express, up by 13 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, it's been an exciting time here at the Windsor Express. A 3-week layoff between home games, but we're right back into the heat of things now. The Express are leading 53-40 here at halftime. When we return, more of the Knockstrom.tv halftime report with Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James.
All right, 53-40 in favor of the Windsor Express over the Moncton Miracles. It's time for the Knoxham halftime, and folks, it's been 3 weeks, so I have to say this. My name's Aaron Sanders, and alongside with me, another one of my tag team partners in broadcasting. You heard him do a commentary for one of the Orangeville A games more than a month ago. His name is Jeremy James, and Jeremy, it's a mighty pleasure to have you here as part of the Knoxham team.
I'm happy to be here, Aaron. I'm happy to be here.
All right, let's just go right to the chase. Now, first half, we've seen plenty of things. First off, the Windsor Express, in the first half, most specifically the first quarter, they really came out with a vengeance. They shot like they were the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry and everything. The outside shooting was great. They were using the backdoor cuts and passes, but however, it's a different story when they went inside offensively.
They came out strong. They came in hard. The game has gone in the express way, and I'm looking forward to the second half, Aaron.
It's impressive. But now the defense, the Windsor Express defense, it's been a factor for them the whole season, the inside defense. There were some times where they were simmering down and not getting the signals on their bad communication on the defense. What do you think of their defense?
The perimeter defense has always been tight for the Windsor Express. We have 2 players leading the league in the steals. Our inside defense at the moment, not so great. If we want to secure a win tonight, we have to get inside and play defense properly.
With those flaws, it comes the positives for the Moncton Miracles. They're really picking up on Windsor Express slow defense. They're popping out strong. They're exploding strong to the basket. That's how they get the majority of their points. So Moncton, they're not out of the woods yet, but their offense has been well so far.
Consistent play for the Windsor Express should secure a win.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the reason why we haven't been here for the 3 weeks, because the Express had played 3 road games. Now they split 2 games down at the Institute down to Orangeville. 1-1, they lost 1. And then they went to Niagara and they lost that too. So overall they were 1-2. Your thoughts on their road trip?
The Windsor Express have always had a problem with consistency. First game, they won. Great. But in the last 2 games, they were up in the first half and they lost in the second half. It's because of the inconsistent play. If the Windsor Express want to be the team that they were the last 2 years, they have to secure consistency.
Now, they have a few more games left in the season. Now, obviously, there has to be changes in the defense, not even outside, but the key thing is inside. It's been like that at the beginning of the season. From there to the Clash of the Coliseum, where they won 7 of the last 9 at one time. It's because the inside defense was pretty packed and the transition game went really well. I mean, you've seen some of it too when they played Orangeville, so they have to bring up that type of intensity to get up and rolling in the second half. But nonetheless, they're up 13.
Definitely. Turnovers are a key problem for the Windsor Express. If they can minimize that as well and play consistent throughout the second half, we should still win. And we should see this team be better if they get rid of that problem.
Absolutely. Now we step aside from this game and go to the NBLC Players of the Week, or should I say Co-Players of the Week. This is the 3rd time we had Co-Players of the Week in the NBLC. 2 of them, we'll go to the first one, Dexter Strickland. He is 6'3", a guard from North Carolina. He plays for the Moncton Miracles. He's really doing well so far tonight, but he averages 16.6 points per game, and he scored 42 points against London this past Sunday. And what more can we say about Strickland?
Can't say anything else. A guard that small, making those kind of plays, making those kind of scoring attempts, you have to applaud him.
And he explodes right then and there.
That's
what a guard is supposed to do. You're supposed to explode and help out your teammates. So the way if you go inside, you could win games like that. The points to the paint compared to that outside points ratio, it makes a big difference, and points in the paint is really a key factor in this league. That's part 1. Part 2 of the Co-Player of the Week, Richard Amarty, 6'9" for the Orangeville A's.
12 points per game, 4 rebounds. He's a very strong guy inside the paint, and doesn't hesitate to get to the rim, so you have to applaud him on that.
Yes. Outside, inside, either way, a dynamic duo to be Player of the Week. It's a shame they're on different teams, but you know what? The NBLC still looks at them as one of the dynamic Player of the Weeks. So for you two, Armadi, Strickland, good on you. Now we're going to go to the out-of-town scores. We have 2 games outside of this. We have the St. John Mill Rats taking on the Island Storm, and according to our DAC stats, that Island Storm game could be good as over. As we see right here, another game, the Niagara River Lions and the Orangeville A's, they are in the 3rd quarter, 1:30 to go. Niagara's up 81-74, leading scorer for Niagara. No question about it. Logan Stutz, 18 points. I consider him as a high potential candidate for the MVP because I tell everybody this during the Knoxville halftime and everything. Logan Stutz, great box out guy, never hesitates. He drives to the basket, and his box out game is something to watch at, Jeremy. And now for Orangeville, they have 80 points, but Justin Moss leading the scoring with 20 on their side, but that's about it for that. Now we're going to go to the Island Storm game, and that game is good as over. We'll get to that as soon as we can. The DAC stats is a little malfunctioning, but you know what? We'll take a commercial timeout and we'll get that freshed out. But as we see here, the Moncton Miracles have a lot of catching up to do in the second half, but because the Express are leading 53-40, we'll return with more following this commercial timeout. You are watching the Knoxville Halftime.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Quote, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
Get out of here and move on. It's not gonna Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
(53-40) is the score at halftime. Windsor Express over the Moncton Miracles. We're back with the Knoxville halftime. Aaron Sanders, Jeremy James. Now, there was one more game out of town that we tried to get, but unfortunately wasn't able to get until now. It was between the Island Storm and the St. John Millrats. The Island Storm takes one away from the Millrats, 120-116. It was a close game throughout the fourth quarter. Leading scorer for the Island Storm Mr. Whack himself, Rashad Whack, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And now on the other side for St. John, it's no surprise, Mr. Anthony Anderson, player of the game, 22 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. And Anthony Anderson, Jeremy, is a tall guy, but delivering 6 assists along with double-digit points, that's quite uncommon. What do you think?
A big man that can pass is always a good thing. He always has his guard so he can just kick it out. You'll be straight.
It sort of reminds me of those big fellas that could do it big, like Moses Malone back once upon a time, all those other guys. And now let's just talk about the second half tips for both quads. For Windsor, obviously I talked about how weak their inside game was on offensively and defensively. You talked about that. Offensively, if they want to win the game, they really need to explode strong, start relying more of their small guys. Tony Bennett, Brandon Robinson, give Chris Commons a little bit of breathing space so he could work off the ball. What's your thoughts?
The Windsor Express want to win this game. They must secure a second half. Both losses in the last 2 games have come because of the bad second half.
Exactly.
The Windsor Express want to continue to win this game to lead by 13 points. They will have to secure the second half.
Well, this is crucial for the Windsor Express. Few games left. Now, they already know they're going to get second place in the Central Division because London already secured the first place. But it doesn't mean they have to give up because they still have home court up for grabs in the playoffs.
Basketball is all about being competitive, being strong. Just because you're out of it doesn't mean that you take your mentality out of it. You still have to have that winning mentality. This is still a team that has won 2 championships.
Yes.
They have to go strong till the end.
They're up 13 points, but it doesn't mean anything because there's still 24 minutes of action left. We switch from Windsor to Moncton. Moncton, great ball awareness. They need to keep that up for the second half if they still want to have a shot in this ball game and take one away from the FCU.
They have to swing the ball, pass the ball, find open mans. They'll be good. They'll be fine.
All right, 13-point lead for the Windsor Express, 53-40. Can that hold up? Another half to play here at the WFCU Center. Beautiful day, a beautiful ball game going on right here, but it's not over yet. This concludes the Knoxstrom halftime. We'll see you guys at the Knoxstrom postgame, but right now in the interim, we have Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe-K to call the action, as always, in the second half. We'll see you then. 53-40, Windsor Express. I'm Aaron Sanders for Jeremy James. We'll be back with you soon, but now, Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe-K right now. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much for the wonderful halftime show. Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders doing the best, 2 of the best journalists in the city of Windsor. 2 Media Plus graduates getting her done here at halftime, and what a game it has been. The Express up 53-38, taking 2 leads of over 15 points or more, Kobe, in that frame, but the Miracles showing a lot of resilience, being able to battle back, and they're within 13 now, and obviously, as we know, basketball's a game of runs.
That's it, and we spoke about it earlier. This is a potent offense, speaking of the Moncton Miracles, but I really do feel they need to continue to keep their foot on the gas. Whenever they really started to play with desperation and they started to play with some poison, really tried to push, good things were happening for Moncton, and I think they need to keep up the pace with Windsor.
Yeah, I completely agree. Really excited to see what the Miracles can put together in the second half, what Coach McKeskey has done to make some of those adjustments on the defensive side of the floor. He's a great defensive mind, so he may be able to find a niche where the Miracles would be able to exploit it.
And there were some good things that happened here from Moncton, and I'm going to point first towards bench scoring. They had 26 points off the bench to Windsor's 14, so getting that extra help, huge, while they wait for their big guns to heat up. Strickland and Justice had quiet first halves, but other players chipping in, until these guys probably get going in the second half. And then there's the points in the paint. We started to see Moncton really attack the rim, find holes, find seams, and they were able to finish at the rim. As a result of that, they had 20 points in the paint to Windsor's 14. So they're playing very, very well in some areas. And I'll point last time, once again, to the turnovers. Sorry, let me pull this up here. Moncton Miracles, 13 turnovers. Windsor had 17 points off those turnovers. But the Windsor Express had 9 of their own, Moncton making the most of those second chance points. They had 15 points off of the Windsor turnovers. So really both teams need to protect the basketball, Brett.
Absolutely, and that's a big lesson and big factor in these games as we go to the end of the regular season as well. We've got 6 games left for Windsor, including this contest. Moncton's in a similar boat, so a lot of big factors going into this game, going into this contest, and both teams want to play at a very high level, of course, and they want to finish off the regular season on a high note.
Yeah, a lot of things were very even. Each team had 7 fouls. Moncton had 3 blocks to Windsor's 4. Both teams 4 steals. Windsor 15 assists, Moncton 11. Then they were very close on the glass. Moncton 21 rebounds, Windsor 24. But it was Windsor that stayed more efficient from the field, shooting 43, 44, and 87 to Moncton's 41, 45, and 71. So who knows what's going to happen here in the second half.
That's right. We've got tons of questions that only the men on this court can to make the answers, or can answer the questions for us. Love that. Good old Steve Belanger doing a great job on the PA announcing as always.
Letting her rip.
Just letting her rip.
Windsor's very own Bruce Buffer.
That's right, basically. No, you're our own. Sorry, no, you're. What are you're Windsor's Joe Rogan?
I think that would maybe be a very humble and kind reference.
Some of you don't know about me, Joe Rogan. I love basketball.
I'll be taking his job one day.
Absolutely, as we have Beatty scoring on the opening possession of the second half.
And 2 more in the paint. McKeskey going right back to that spot, finding instant offense.
Tydran Beatty had himself a monster dunk in the first half. Kick things off for the Miracles. Robinson, high post to Commons. He lies in the next shoot. Nope, can't get it to fall. Brandon Robinson with some big defensive play there, but he can't get the loose ball. In the corner, kicks it out. Strickland inside to Granado. Didn't see him much at all in the first half. And he scores off the glass.
And he's a load for Commons to deal with there. He's a much bigger man. As we see another 4 points in the paint to open the third quarter for the Miracles.
Robinson over to Bennett. Bennett sizing up. Van Zant leaves it for Kirk Williams Jr. He can't knock down the 3.
And Moncton's picked up the pace.
Strickland can't get it to fall. Robinson with the rebound.
Physical game going on, folks. Refs letting them play.
Sharon Collins now looking inside. Kirk Williams Jr. Touch pass in the corner for Bennett. No good. Van Zant. Strickland. Working his way around. Strickland can't score. Chris Commons up to Tony Bennett.
Players looking for fouls all over the court. These guys going to war.
Kirk Williams Jr. is the player down behind on the defensive side of the court.
One of the tougher players in this league, so he is likely feeling it right now. Let's hope he is okay.
White Plains, New York. They make them tough around that area. The Windsor Express, currently leading 55-44. Good to see Kirk Williams Jr. get up on his feet and exit the court under his own power.
Tony Bennett going over to see if his teammate's okay. The kind of leader number 5 is for this team from the point guard position.
And Moncton will take over. They trail by 11. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call here on Knockstrom.tv. Justice. Stops, pops. Cannot make it drop, but Granado is there for the O board. Robinson over to Bennett. High screen. Commons on the low block. Kicks it to Collins for 3. No good. Bennett tried to get that rebound, just outreached. Justice, quick move there, puts it off the glass, no good. Collins to Bennett, and he's going to draw a foul on Beatty.
What a bounce pass there in transition by Sharon Collins to really open things up for Tony Bennett. Both teams, some great facilitation here to start the third quarter. Each team respectively picking it up. This Moncton team looks ready to play. Lead cut to 9.
Robinson on the inbound play. Can't get it to fall. Grabbing the O board. Chris Commons. He can't score in tight. And Maurice Bolden going to draw the foul on the follow-up.
Brett, a big shout out to Makina Beatty, watching all the way from Nichols, Georgia. She's going for the Miracles.
Well, thank you for joining us all the way from Georgia. Chris Commons can't get it to front. Who's going to get that basket? Probably Robinson.
What a pass into the interior by Mo Bolden. Channeling his inner point guard.
That's right.
And he is in double digits scoring in this one. 10 points, 3 boards. I believe he's got a block, and he has hit 2 3-pointers.
Dexter Strickland finds himself a hole in the defense and exploits it.
And
Goes
they
right to that
have
rack.
continued to go back into the painted area to find offense, and it is working.
Only a 9-point deficit. Still a lot of basketball to be played. Interior pass intended for Commons is too strong, picked off by Justice. Back to Justice, mid-range jumper, can't get it to fall. Tracking it down is Strickland, he leaves it for Beatty. Active hands from the Express defense leads to a turnover.
Definitely needed to stop there, and they got one.
High-low, Chris Commons in the corner for Robinson. Beatty with the rebounds, knocked out of bounds from Commons. It will stay with the Miracles.
No player in double digits for the Monktons yet in Miracles in terms of scoring, but they do have 10 different players with at least a point.
Granado to Beatty. Swiped away from Maurice Bolden. Robinson lost it. So he had to settle it down and wait for his teammates. Tony Bennett. No, he can't scoop and score for the end one, but he will go to the free throw line. Creative drive from number 5. No stranger when it comes to creativity.
Never, and that's one of the great things about his game. He's always able to make something out of nothing, whether it be, penetrating and finding the open man, or drawing the foul, finishing at the rim, the kick-out pass. He can do so much for you. He's 4 of 10 from the field, 9 points, 2 assists, 1 board, 1 for 4 from downtown.
And misses the first free throw. Trying to make it an even 10-point lead right now. Van Zandt with possession now after Bennett misses both free throws. Trying to trim the deficit. And he takes a bump and one. Sean Van Zandt been relatively quiet in this game before that basket there, and it's a big one.
And the Moncton Miracles now, Brett, with 10 points in the paint in the third quarter alone. And we talk about Coach McCaskey and what he did at halftime to assemble the troops, and I'll guarantee you this was an area that he singled out and wanted to exploit, and look at the success that they have had thus far. Lead now cut to 6.
And going to call a foul on Van Zant there.
I would like to quickly let everybody know, if you're interested in NBL Canada basketball, check out NBL Canada Fans United on Facebook. Join our group, and I'd like to thank Kathy for all of her work helping me get the group up and running.
And a quick basket there from Brandon Robinson. Helping the Express maybe get out of the funk a little bit.
Robinson in double digits, 10 points, but he's also got 10 boards.
And Granado, wow, that one nearly fell to the bottom of the cup, but it popped out. 59-51. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third. Ooh. Sharon Collins, you just made me fall in love with basketball all over again.
The Express players up off the bench as they come up with another steal.
Here we go. Kirk Williams Jr. with a basket.
The WFCU center erupts, and McKeskey calls a timeout.
Listen to this crowd, ladies and gentlemen.
Just like that, Brett. 2 possessions, 4 points, and this place erupts.
Absolutely, 61-51. The Windsor Express lead, and like you said, those 2 plays there really gave the Express crowd some energy, which we hadn't really seen since the beginning of the second half.
And I think it sealed the momentum for the time being that I don't think really either team had a hold of, and Moncton had really been pushing. So this was the right time for the Express to put the foot on their gas and nail down a few big plays.
63-51, the Express lead. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining us from everywhere you are across Canada and around the world. All of our friends joining us on the YouTube live stream channel.
The Express with 4 players in double digits. Mo Bull with 10 points, Sharon Collins with 10 points, Brandon Robinson with 12 points and 10 rebounds. So he's already a double-double. And then Kirk Williams Jr. with 12.
Any words, Alex?
Yes, tomorrow we have another game, and we are collaborating also with the London Lightning.
Yep.
So tomorrow, Knoxstrom TV is going to be doing both games here at the WFCU and the team at the Windsor Gardens. And however, we're going to be doing the standard definition for now, the Windsor Gardens, until we get the high definition. But we're going to have high definition in both arenas, in WFCU and both Windsor Gardens.
So you heard it here. We've split Alex in half, and he's going to be in London and Windsor at the same time.
A Trojan workhorse, to say the least.
You are the shining star of the NBL Canada, my friend.
Your humble servant.
The man, the myth, the legend, Alejandro.
That's right. Dr. You suck.
That might be the greatest voiceover in the history of broadcasting.
Beatty, quick passes. Oh! And they're going to call the foul on Robinson from behind. Good job from Moncton to break that press, get some quick passes up the floor. Almost led to a flush, but a foul instead.
And a late whistle, but like you said, a foul nonetheless. And the big man, Granado, will go to the free throw line. He has 6 points and 5 rebounds in this one.
Yeah, we didn't see him a whole lot in the opening half due to some early fouls, but Coach McKeskey putting his big man to work here in the second, and he's putting in some work for the Miracles. Granado goes 2 for 2, makes this game an even 10 points once again. 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Shaquille Keith falls down on the offensive set. Gets back up. Tony Bennett's got to direct some traffic. He draws a foul instead. So possession will be on the far sideline. James Justice with the foul. That's his first personal, so nothing really to be worried about there for Justice. And Mo Bolden for 3, wide open, knocks it down.
3 triples on the night thus far for Mo Bolden.
Saw Tydran Beatty nod his head there saying, yeah, I now acknowledge that one. Didn't close out on Mo Bolden quick enough and give him a wide open look.
He just secured his 5th rebound. He is having quite a night.
Keith to Robinson. Backdoor pass to Bennett is picked off from James Justice. And then they'll say that Brandon Robinson knocked the ball out of bounds after pressuring Justice. 2 subs checking into the game for Moncton. Granado and James Justice check out.
Mike Martin, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in this one, putting in some work off the bench.
Ball movement to Beatty, top of the key, steps into a jumper, no good.
Brandon Robinson just hauled in his 11th rebound.
Bolden over to Keith. Let's go of the set shot, and it's good. And then a turnover on the inbound, so Windsor's going to get the ball back. Wow.
Foot back on the gas pedal after the Moncton Miracles made a little run there in the 3rd quarter. Windsor in command with 4:40 left in the 3rd.
And Mike Martin's going to be called for a foul, reaching around Kirk Williams Jr. Always important to be able, when you're forward, to just be able to put a hip into somebody and seal them off. The term sealing them off to some people can be so, oh yeah, like I'm just going to seal them up. But it's so important when you're down there in
Right, he was behind Kirk Williams Jr., so had that foul not been committed, he had an open lane to the basket.
And Shaquille Keith looking for a foul, not going to get it. Whoa, baby, Tydran Beatty.
This guy's trying to tear the nets down at the WFCU Center. Hope these things are insured. What a dunk.
What a dunk indeed. Fantastic play there. That's 2 highlight reel dunks from Beatty. Shaquille Keith. No. And then a frustration foul that far away from his own basket. Windsor up 13 points, but coming up empty on a couple of possessions there. Like we said, folks, we'll be back here tomorrow for another game against the Halifax Hurricanes as Mike Martin's 3 just skips out, skips over the rim.
The big man, who is the late trailer, gets a wide open look, but it doesn't drop.
It's not the Villanova Wildcats at the buzzer. Johnson steps inside the 3-point line, kicks it back out to Mo. To Robinson, yes.
What a game he is having this far. 15 points, 4 assists, 11 boards for number 15, Brandon Robinson.
Ooh, Martin, once again, can't get it to fall. He's got good looks, he's got good lines, he just can't get it to drop. Robinson for 3. Maurice Bolden with the rebound. Kirk Williams Jr. is blocked for his troubles.
And go back to that play momentarily with Maurice Bolden. He might have been looking at an up and down, but he actually bounced the ball again off of, I believe it was Martin's foot, and keeping it alive. Crafty man right there.
5-second violation. No, double foul going to be called.
So we didn't see many whistles in this game at all, Brett. Now we're seeing a whole bunch, and this takes away from the flow of the game, and it's going to make it that much more difficult for Moncton to cut back into this lead, which is ballooned to 16 points.
No, this is a 3rd time now that the Express have been up by this measure. 15 points or more. Alex Johnson looking to solidify the lead a little bit. Oh, misses the first one. Alex Superman Johnson. Yeah, I had a chance to talk with him a week or so back about how NBL Canada given the opportunity for Canadian players to play, and talk about the idea of maybe the number of number of Canadians going up from 4 to 6. We thought, hey, it could be very entirely possible. So as Beatty draws a foul. Always interesting to talk dynamics with Canadian players in the league.
Brett, I just want to say you're welcome to Brian Rager. Say that we're doing a good job for the live stream in London, and also you're welcome to Wendy Rimmer. It's a pleasure working with the NBLC.
Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy.
Wendy and Brian. It's all Brian's fault that I'm here. You can say that. It's all Brian's fault. He got me interested. I was at St. Clair College working, and he was at the table, and I said, "What's this?" He said, "This is the Windsor Express basketball team." I said, "Oh yeah?" He says, "I'm in." I interviewed Dardis Willis from the St. Clair journalism program a few months later, and a month after that, I was the play-by-play man. Weird. Johnson looking for a three-pointer. Kicks it out in the corner for Mo Bolden. He knocks it down.
And if he can really start to find this shot each time out, how deadly does he become? Able to spread things out and stretch the floor. Mo Bolden.
Oh, confidence for him.
4 triples.
Confidence in droves. Turnover. No. Beatty picks it back up. And he can't score. Mike Martin with the offensive rebound. He draws the foul. So no quit in the Moncton Miracles, as a pair of substitutions are going to come into the game for Windsor. Chris Commons and Billy Rush enter the game. Mobo and Brandon Robinson will take a seat. So Maurice Bolden getting her done from the floor today. And I said it briefly earlier, when his confidence is high, there's no one in the NBL that is as exciting, in my opinion.
Who?
Maurice Bolden.
Oh, yeah, he's been great all year long. We talk about that length, his ability to defend. He can play in the painted area on the defensive end. You add that three-point shot in. He is a weapon.
I remember after an exhibition game that the Express had against the Lima Express earlier in the year. That's a team out of Ohio. Please forget what the content says, but everyone coming out of that game was excited about Maurice Bolden because we really hadn't had a guy that had his dynamic specifically on the team. We had players that were similar, of course, but there's no one that really can really fit into the mold that Maurice Bolden has put himself into, and that's saying something for Windsor fans. They've had some of the best players in the league come through here, and to say that they're that excited about Maurice Bolden says a lot about him and his skill level and his potential.
Absolutely. 10 points a game. He's shooting 48% from the field, 34% from downtown, 72% from the line. So great numbers, and he's virtually a double-double with the rebounding. We watched him early in the season coming off the bench, really being close to like a 10-and-10 guy every night out. How important is that off the bench when you got a player of that magnitude?
Huge. Has to be huge. Van Zant leaves it short on the jumper. Alex Johnson in transition. No, mistimes the pass to Shaquille Keith, and it'll be Moncton ball.
$1:37 left in the third frame.
Van Zant to Kearney, and he draws a foul. And Kearney will go back to the free throw line. Looking to complete the play and trying to cut this deficit. Windsor up 16 points now.
Kearney with 3 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. He is 1 for 3 from the field. That was a triple.
And he misses the first free throw.
Get you Moncton Miracles fans caught up real quick here on some stats. Beatty in double digits, 4 of 9 from the field, 2 boards for 10 points. Alex?
Yes. Any estimation of how many in attendance at the WFCU?
I don't get those numbers specifically, but I can see what I can do. We always ballpark from all of us up here because we're away from all the game day staff and everything. So I'd say over 1,000.
Yeah, that was my thinking as well, Brett.
Yeah, we've
Just
been
over a stack.
Yeah, we've been averaging over 1,000 fans per game, and it's about that same time again.
And
1,100, 1,200 fans a game. It's been good.
It's been a steady flow of fans throughout the entire season. It's been well supported, and we know come playoff time, this place is a rockin'.
And of course, the first game of the year usually it sets a great standard. We had nearly 5,000 people here for the Windsor Express and Raptors 905 game, so that just goes to gives you a little frame of reference there. So,
and what a treat that was!
And of course, that's where we met Shaquille Keith.
That's right.
Jabs Newby was on that team as well, former Express player. So,
and Adrian Moss, who dropped 40. Was it 40?
Adrian Moss dropped 38.
38
in that game. Adrian Moss. And he almost had a chance to tie it or win, I forget, but they missed it at the buzzer, unfortunately. Ooh, nice spin move there from Cordell Gianti. Making those big shoulders make some space for him.
He is perfect from the field, Brett. 3 of 3.
And there's going to be a foul, I believe, on the high post. Yeah, that's going to go against Mike Martin. Yeah, 44. Mike Martin with the bucket. Yes, Alex?
Welcome Lisa O to the live stream. Lisa O.
Lisa O. Oraniak. I've seen that name plenty of times before.
Yes, so have I. Great people supporting us here at Knoxham Digital Media with the Windsor Express for our live broadcast, which we are thrilled to bring you, thrilled to be back. It was way too long, gents.
Way too long. We did get to see some cool things. We got to see the NCAA tournament go down and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, we missed being here at the WFCU Center. We hope that you enjoyed the halftime report with Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James. Make sure to check those two out for the post-game report as well. And a 3-ball, Sean Van Zandt. Big shot for the Moncton Miracles, keeping them within 15 points as the third quarter is coming to a close.
That was their 6th triple of the game.
Alex Johnson kicks it out. Billy Rush at the buzzer. No good. Shaquille Keith last second effort. No good as well. Third quarter is over. The Express leads 79-64. When we return, more of Windsor Express basketball on Knoxham.tv. That was fun.
Great to see local fans on the court being involved, getting out there, having some fun. Fantastic stuff right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever made a basket on the WFCU Center floor. So those fans have the opportunity to say that they did that. So congratulations to them.
Absolutely.
But I still stand by what I said, Kobe, earlier, that I think that me and you should go through all of these games together in our suits, and we'll have some fans enjoy the fun.
Absolutely, anytime.
Okay, then Brandon Kearney's going to be called for a foul. Shaquille Keith in the low post there. Got ourselves a house band rocking it out tonight. Always a great ambiance here at the WFCU Center.
It's a different feel tonight. It's really like just a fun event.
Shaquille Keith on the rebound. No, Kirk Williams Jr. Johnson spinning, rising, shooting. No good. Mike Martin chasing it down. And it will be Moncton ball. Cordell Gianti, man, when he moves those shoulders, he clears a lot of space.
And he's perfect from the field, 4 of 4. He has 9 points in this one and 2 boards.
And there's going to be an intentional foul called underneath the basket. So, Shaquille Keith was the fouled party.
And these whistles really slowing things down, and this is not helping the Moncton Miracles case. 11:06 left in the fourth. They have been held to just 66 points.
Keith too strong on the first free throw. So I guess we could say if we hadn't had the Raptors 905 game, we might not have ever met Shaquille Keith.
And what a job the Windsor rookie has done. He's been averaging 10 points per game this year, but does so much more. He can penetrate, he can shoot the jump shot, and he can also play great basketball in transition, haul in a rebound, and then just take it down the floor himself. So he's a multifaceted weapon for the Express.
Has a good passing arsenal as well. He
Absolutely.
seems to find good guys in good spots on the floor.
Absolutely.
Turnover there on that possession. Here come the Miracles. Mike Martin takes a bump. With 10:49 to go, Mike Martin's going back to the free throw line. His team down 14 points, 80-66. So just like Alex's hairline, it's business in the front for Mike Martin.
Party in the back.
Party in the back when you get back on defense.
And Mike Martin, 10 points in this one, 5 boards, 3 assists.
Coach Jones is screaming about something. Yeah, there was a misalignment on the free throw lines there. Haven't seen that one before.
It's a WFCU Center first.
So they're going to call a violation on the... They're going to say there was a violation on the free throw because Mike Martin gave the ball back to the officials, although there was a line violation. So
he is not a happy camper.
Nope. Let's continue. So he made the first, so it's 13 points, 10:45 to go here in the fourth. Billy Rush steps inside the three-point line. Can't get it to fall.
Rush struggling from the field in this one. 0 of 4, looking to find that stroke.
Kearney there finds a hole and exploits it. Doesn't take much of a seam for the Moncton Miracles to get in that lane and draw that contact and get themselves to the free throw line, but they're doing it.
Yeah, they've 36 points in the paint, and they are 13 of 17 from the line for 76%. So really, that's where it's been working for them tonight. But they've also done some handiwork on the three-point line, 6 of 14 for 42%. it's been really the Express defense that's done their job tonight. I mean, they've only scored 80 points offensively themselves. Still 10-27 remaining, but it's been all defense. They've created 17 turnovers, and they have scored 19 points off those turnovers. They have 10 second chance points and 24 in the paint. So a well-rounded effort for Windsor thus far.
Don't think we're going to see anybody with a 60-point performance today, like the man you share your the man you share your name with, Kobe. But exciting nonetheless. Mike Martin scores in transition. That gets it down to single digits. So back to within 9 points now. Moncton making a bit of a comeback here.
They have been hanging around all night long. Back to single digits. Unbelievable.
Yeah, after trailing by as many as 18. Kirk Williams Jr. for 3 off the front rim. And a foul is going to be called against Brandon Kearney on the rebound. Tony Bennett went up over Kearney and tipped that ball out. There's going to be a foul on the floor.
And that's Kearney's 4th, I believe, Brett.
Wait for the official PA announcer. His 5th personal, Kobe.
Dak Stats was lying to me. 5th personal foul.
And now Kirk Williams Jr. going to be called for a technical foul.
All these whistles that started in the second half have really changed the course of this game, and this is part of basketball.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the kind of like the ugly, not the ugly head, but kind of that self-destructive side the Express can show at times. But
Moncton, I mean, you want to we talk about them hanging around. 42% from the field, 42% from long, 78% from the line. They've shot the basketball well, and that's really helped keep them in this game.
And they're playing with some confidence now. They're getting some calls, and they're knocking down shots like they have been all game, obviously. But it seems as though their confidence is as high as it's ever been in this game.
8 points. The Express really got to lock things down defensively here. Close off all those holes at the rim.
Oh, Mike Martin for 3. He makes it a 5-point game. 9:30 to go.
And he has 16. That was his first triple of the game and come in a timely fashion.
Collins steps inside, turns it over. Dexter Strickland. Go over to James Justice with a big dunk there to make it a 3-point game.
Listed at 5'10", dunking it at the rim. Huge basket for the Moncton Miracles. Monstrous. Cuts it to 5. Comes off of a Windsor turnover. Bill Jones needs to settle the troops down,
to say the least,
and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, just over 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been an exciting game. We'd like to thank everyone for being here, from joining us from across Canada and around the world on Knockstrom.tv. Hopefully you can check out the Knockstrom.tv post-game report, but that's a long way from now. We've got some killer basketball up ahead. 9 minutes to go. Who's going to take it?
The Moncton Miracles averaging 19 collective assists per game. They have 21 so far in this one, Brett. So they're near the bottom of the league in that statistical category usually. But we've watched excellent ball rotation all game long. The Express with 22 team assists. But it's been the 40 points in the paint for Moncton and the 40 points off the bench. So in those two areas, they have scored 80 points.
Unreal. 3-point game, 80-77. Moncton was down by 18 points only at the end of the third quarter.
Wait a second.
I believe some of those points.
I made a mistake. I apologize. Yes.
The same area.
Bad math. I'm working at a grade 3 math level here.
It's okay.
All right, Express
Math is important.
Time for the Express to really make a push here, lock things down defensively, and not to give up any offensive rebounds.
And there's going to be a foul away from the ball. Dexter Strickland going to be called for holding Brandon Robinson on the curl. So Express ball on the far sideline. Bolden over to Collins. Haven't seen him shoot in a while. Brandon Robinson, yes, for 3. Big shot for the Windsor Express.
And that's your go-to man. 18 points now for number 15. That one couldn't have come at a better time. That was his 4th three-pointer. He's got 11 boards to go along with those 18. Huge double-double.
And Mike Martin's going to be called for an offensive foul on the subsequent press. So I believe it was Kirk Williams Jr. that he knocked to the ground, but the call is against Martin. And Windsor has possession, so another big opportunity for the Express. Williams Jr. Captain Kirk, Alex's favorite player in the league. Collins, his pass in the corner is picked off by Cordell Gianti, but Tony Bennett with a humongous defensive play there from stopping a transition basket.
Huge. That stopped Moncton scoring at the rim with ease. Tony Bennett averaging 2.2 steals per game. That one coming up at a imperative time for Windsor to secure a turnover.
Huge opportunity, a 4-point swing in a game that's only 6 points. So
defense, folks.
Brandon Robinson feeling the defender, loses it, and it will go out of bounds and be a turnover charged against the Express.
Dexter Strickland playing some good on-ball defense there, forcing Robinson out of bounds.
James Justice picked his pocket. Tony Bennett with a big bucket. Thought about going alley-oop to Maurice Bolden, but he just took the safe play.
That now gives him 11 points and another huge defensive play.
And check out another one here. Mike Martin now. Turnaround jumper. Oh. What a shot. What a shot.
18 points for Martin. Big turnaround fadeaway. These Miracles aren't going nowhere.
I changed my mind. I don't want a Moncton Miracles shooting shirt. I want a Mike Martin jersey.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett reached in. No. Disrupted from Moncton.
Turnover.
Active hands. Tate for 3. Short again. And it's going to go off of a Moncton player, and it's going to be Windsor Express basketball.
And Tate had a really good open look there from the corner, but Windsor comes up with the basketball. 7 minutes left in the 4th and final quarter.
Tate twice now on corner threes has left it short. But he does have a three-pointer made in this game, so Tony Bennett with a beautiful feed to Kirk Williams Jr. He was just too far under the basket to make a play.
Williams Jr.
Bodies everywhere.
To the bench. He looks hurt.
Brandon Robinson in transition, stops, pops, can't make it drop. Tate with the...
And Windsor playing with 4 players right now as they finally get a whistle. Kirk Williams Jr. hurt on the sidelines.
You could hear him yelling from the back corner. He said, foul! So Sharon Collins give a reach in.
Had he been available, it would have given Brandon Robinson another player to possibly pass the ball and get to the rim, but he was forced to pull up and take the elbow jumper.
That's a smart play, though, from a veteran guy.
Absolutely.
Not put yourself in a play when you know you can't contribute.
Absolutely.
So it could be a cramping issue. Could be a knee issue. Yeah, I think it's a cramping issue. See a head trainer Aaron Boos. Miller with the jumper there, not good. Bennett saving the loose ball. Bolden, yes.
And that's one of those instances where you saved the basketball, but it hurt you because it allowed Windsor to break out in transition.
You're darned if you do, and you're darned if you don't. Tyrell Tate. James Justice for 3, cans it.
Splash, 9 points now for Justice. Is he heating up at the right time, folks? Usually good for 20 a night.
Tony Bennett, he's got to do something. Drives and scores. And Sharon Collins got in front of Tyrell Tate there on that defensive possession. He's going to be called for the foul. Gets a hand up from Coach Paul McKeskey of the Moncton Miracles, a former 12-year veteran of the NBA, may I add.
There's no shortage of talent, not only on the court, but in terms of the players that lead these teams on the bench, in terms of the coaches in this league, that's for sure. So many gentlemen, wealth of experience in the basketball world here leading these franchises.
And when I learned about McKeskey when we were doing the podcast a few months ago, I not only learned that he was a 12-year vet, but he was given a very prestigious title while he was there. He had the best mustache in the NBA at the time when he played for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Huge. Both our head coaches here spent time in the NBA, along with Commissioner Dave Magley.
That's right. Magley played for the Cleveland Cavaliers before going on to Europe. Bill Jones played for the New Jersey Nets.
Guarded Michael Jordan.
Yes, he did. And McKeskey played for a number of teams over a 12-year career, including Milwaukee.
The picture they have of Coach Bill Jones with in front of Jordan there in the Express office is just an amazing image, iconic in nature.
It goes to show where these guys have come from and what kind of lessons they're teaching our players now as we're growing this whole NBL Canada League as we have over the past 5 years. You got the influence from David Magley, the commissioner, guy who played at Kansas, guy who played in the NBA, very well-respected businessman. This is all good things for the NBL.
Well, it doesn't just reflect the product on the court, but the league as a whole. There's so much experience now that this thing has continued to move in the right direction in what we could describe as a banner year.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Banner year here in the NBL Canada, year 5. But this year, the Atlantic Division is trying to hoist the NBL Canada Championship trophy for the first time. We've got Halifax in here tomorrow, Kobe. And forgive me for saying, but I said earlier in the year that St. John was my favorite team in the Atlantic, but I think I've changed my mind now. I think the Halifax Hurricanes are very, very, very formidable, and they're going to be very hard to beat tomorrow.
They have really come on. Maybe the best team in the NBL in the second half of the season. Really coming together at the right time. And, we ran with the motto, no nights off, a year or two ago, but that sticks today as tomorrow night, the Express take on the Halifax Hurricanes.
Maurice Bolden. Mike Martin slams it down, makes it a 5-point game once again. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, folks.
20 points for Mike Martin, who has been a force for the Miracles.
I want his jersey. I'm saying it right now.
All right, I got you. Christmas time.
Christmas.
I'll hook you up. You're like, I got to wait that long.
Number 44. We better be having Christmas in July this year,
I
Kobe.
want a James Justice jersey.
Good.
Number 55.
55, 54. It's always weird seeing guards wear big numbers like that.
But don't tell Tony Bennett.
Okay.
Okay, because he's been my guy.
I can relate to James Justice repping number 55. I wore 50 all throughout my playing days. 50 because it was usually like the second biggest jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you're 5'11", but you're 200 pounds, 220, you need a bigger jersey than some of the other kids.
Well,
sorry.
You're built like Shaquille Keith.
That's fine with me.
Yep. Athletic, muscular,
and good looking to boot. Anyway, Dexter Strickland top of the key. Working against Brandon Robinson. Nice crossover there. Gets in the middle of the lane. Scoops it up with the left hand. No good. Loose ball ends up in Tyrell Tate's hands. He has it to Gianti. Oh, almost knocked down the three-point play.
That would have been a huge bucket for the Moncton Miracles. Just rims out, fortunately for the Windsor Express. And that was subsequently the first field goal that Jonty has missed this game. He's put in some good minutes for the team. He's got 9 points, 2 boards. He's 1 of 1 from the line, 1 of 2 now. Broadcaster's curse working in favor of the Windsor Express there.
Classic broadcaster's curse. Any words from Alex? Are we good?
Well, this is another game for all those addicted to drama and adrenaline junkies.
That's right. All those worshippers of the orange
That's
sphere.
right. Yeah, it's going to be another game down the wire.
Yep. Put the ball in the freezer. All that fun stuff.
6 points is all that separates these two teams. Just over 4 minutes left in the fourth and final quarter.
And we knew how important this game was going to be, Mitch. We knew these guys were going to be fighting for every tooth and nail. And we also knew that this guy was going to put on a show. Brandon Robinson with another big triple.
Right out of the gate, it started, and it hasn't stopped. 21-11 for number 15.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 94-84. James Justice draws a foul on Tony Bennett.
5 triples now for Brandon Robinson. On the night, Mr. Brett Hedges.
So that is third personal for Tony Bennett in the game. So 3:48 to go. No one really in foul trouble for the Windsor Express today. Been a pretty clean game defensively. Both sides of the ball, actually. Both teams, not too many foul calls as compared to other games that we've called. Been pretty wide open today.
Justice misses the first. He is an 82% free throw shooter and has stayed at the 100% mark many times this year. And he makes the second.
Beatty and Bolden tied up after the free throw. So 3:48 remaining in the fourth. 8-point game, 94-86, ladies and gentlemen. Always a pleasure calling these games for you on Knockstrom.tv. Brett Hedges and Kobe K. Hoping we don't mess up names and stuff.
I messed up a massive stat earlier, and I'm still thinking about that one. Please forgive me, folks.
Collins kicks it out to Mo Bolden. Bolden spins, turns it over.
Oh, no.
Nice job from James Justice there to avoid the contact. Scores.
And avoid being blocked. He makes the in-air adjustment, finishes with the right hand, gets himself into double digits.
Tony Bennett, just over 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Under 10 to go. 7, 6. Whoa, no. Leaves it short on the drive. 6-point game. Tyrell Tate has the ball deflected. Last chance. Common saves it from going out of bounds. Wow. What a turn of events. Now Tony Bennett working against Justice. And they're going to call an offensive foul.
Veteran play there by number 55, coming up in a timely manner.
That's his fourth foul.
But more importantly for the Miracles, it gives them the ball back.
Just over 2:30 to go. You didn't think it was going to be easy, did you, folks?
No, in the best case scenario, they could trim this to a 3-point deficit.
Tyrell Tate.
Windsor needs a stop. 4 on the shot clock.
Nice crossover there, but they're going to say he traveled. Miss. He almost knocked that shot down, but unfortunately his feet moved.
Yeah, the shot clock was dwindling, forcing the issue. Windsor gets the ball back.
2:15 to go. Sharon Collins getting the signals from head coach Bill Jones. Commons over to Sharon. Eyes it up. Steps inside the 3-point line. Can't get it to fall. Gianti with the rebound. Over to Dexter Strickland. Quick pass up to Beatty. He scores, makes it a 4-point game.
And finishes a really tough shot at the rim. Beatty with 12 points now in this one. 5 of 10 from the field. Biggest bucket of the game for that man.
Robinson gets the loose ball back after battling with Strickland. And that's a big bucket with under 2 minutes to go.
23 for Brandon.
Strickland nearly crept that one over the bucket line.
And some athleticism and strength shown there by Dexter Strickland, who's able to get the shot off, get himself on the free throw line for 2 important free throws. He has 11 assists in this one, Brett. Some great ball facilitation by the guard, number 23, Dexter Strickland.
Looking to make it happen here on the free throw line. Knocks down the first.
Huge free throw here for the Miracles coming up.
Knocks it down. 4-point game, 92 seconds remaining in regulation. Bolden gets it into Collins.
It is crunch time at the WFCU Center.
Collins, 5, 4, steps into it. No good. Tracked down by Tony Bennett. Who else would make a play like that? Tony Bennett with a humongous play for the Express with 1:04 to go. Tracks down that offensive rebound, knocks it off a defender, and maintains Express possession. Wow.
You want to talk about a high basketball IQ? He had 2 huge defenders draped over top of him in the trap, and he's able to athletically bounce the ball off the opposing team player and retain possession at a very important and crucial time.
Absolutely, with only a 4-point lead to go, every second with the basketball is growing more and more important. As the final minute looms, Kobe, what is going on either huddle? Take your pick.
Well, for the Windsor Express, I believe they want to chew up some shot clock and really get a good look and find a high percentage shot to make here and eat up as much of the shot clock as they can. And the Moncton Miracles, obviously, and desperately in terms of this possession, need a stop.
Of course, just some other scores from around the league. The Niagara River Lions defeated the Orangeville A's tonight, 119-108. And the Island Storm pulled out a win over the St. John Millrats tonight, 120-116. So if you're joining us from any of those broadcasts, thank you for doing so. We appreciate everyone joining us from across Canada and around the world on Knockstrom.tv. We will be here tomorrow night, folks, against the Halifax Hurricanes. So make sure to check that out. About 7:25 or a little bit before tip-off, we'll be getting going with the pregame show. Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James with the halftime and postgame. So
we will expect to see Moncton come out of this timeout with some real defensive pressure as they will look to try to force Windsor to cough up this basketball.
96-92, 1:04 to go. Exciting stuff.
Moncton will need a quick score if they get the ball back.
Robinson gets it into Kirk Williams Jr., gives it back to Robinson. Now they can play some keep away.
Yeah, running that weave all night long.
Yep. Under a minute to go. Brett and Kobe are on their feet. Tony Bennett nearly loses it. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Knocks it out of bounds. Beatty. And because he knocked it out of bounds, will they reset it to 14? No, it'll just stay at 4.
And it was that close for Moncton to retain a turnover there. Unbelievable turn of events. Tony Bennett will inbound with 48 ticks left.
Maurice Bolden wasn't really looking for that shot, for that inbound. So it goes off the rim, so no shot clock violation. 35 seconds to go.
Big rebound there for the Miracles.
Justice hovering around the three-point line. Kicks it out to Tate. He steps in. Gives it back out to James. He steps in looking for the quick 2. Turns it over. Tony Bennett went down away from the play. Sharon Collins is on the floor grabbing that basketball. jump ball, it's going to be Miracle's possession.
So we have 2 on the shot clock. Moncton ball, 21 seconds left in the game. Sharon Collins checks out. Alex Superman Johnson checks in.
And Tony Bennett noticeably favoring his legs, but he seems to be all right.
Moncton gonna need a quick catch and shoot.
Yeah, don't necessarily have to go for the 3 here, but now that they're under 20 in the 20-second range, a 3 has to be you would assume a 3 might be their first option.
I wonder if we may see a quick cut to the basket and then a foul. It'd be interesting to find out what McCaskey has drawn up. Tony Bennett sweeping up the floor. What a good dude.
Getting it done on all aspects.
Service work all over the community and in the WFCU Center.
That's right. So they're looking, they went for the backdoor pass first. There's James Justice. Air ball.
So they had 2 options there. Like you said, they looked for the backdoor pass, not available. And then the 3-point shot, nothing happening. It looks like Windsor will get out of here with the W.
17 seconds to go. We've seen crazier things happen. But 96-92, the Windsor Express lead. 17 ticks on the clock. Maurice Bolden set to inbound. 4 guards in the game for the Express. Sharon Collins going to be fouled with 15 ticks to go.
Let's make some noise out there, Express Nation. Make some noise out there for your Windsor Express. Yeah! Let's go!
Collins, an 83% free throw shooter.
Former member of the Charlotte Bobcats, Sharon Collins. Played for the Texas Legends of the NBA D-League as well.
This is a veteran guy at the free throw line here, looking to ice 2 huge potential shots here, which would extend the lead, and he makes the first. And that's what Sharon Collins brings, that veteran presence, that closer.
Yep. We saw in a game against London earlier in the month, we saw Sharon Collins miss a shot at the buzzer that would have potentially tied the game. We talked to Coach Aaron McDonald about that after, and he said there's no one else on that, they were perfectly fine with Sharon Collins taking that shot. He's got the experience, he's got everything, and there he's showing it right there. 2 big free throws in the waning seconds of a very well-played basketball game.
Extending the lead to 6. And he's done a really good job tonight, Brett, with the intangibles. He's that kind of leader. Like you said, really looking like he's in game shape. And just bringing so much to the table for Coach Bill Jones to work with.
Yeah, it's been really great to see Sharon Collins find his way back into professional basketball and play at a high level for the Windsor Express. We spoke about it a few weeks ago. He looks night and day, not night and day, but it looks very much improved. Looks like he's ingrained in this system. We saw him make some really fine passes tonight.
And stay efficient through the field. And he struggled with the shot early on, finding game shape. And then he started to shoot the ball well tonight. 12 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 boards, 2 assists. What a job he's done.
That's a lot of 2s.
When you can rip off the stats like Kobe, you can handle anything.
Kobe!
Brett,
yes.
Mitch, yes, a big shout out to our viewers. We're watching live.
Humongous shout out to our viewers all across Canada and around the world. Thank you. You
continual shout outs to our viewers.
Make Knockstrom.tv what it is, and you make what the NBL Canada is.
That's it, baby. We love you.
So quick 3 from Justice. No, he steps inside. No, he kicks it out. Beatty for 3. No. Knocked out of bounds with 6 seconds to go.
And it's Windsor basketball. Mo Bolden will inbound. The fans letting the Windsor Express know they appreciate the job they've done.
Alex Johnson will go to the free throw line now. 5 seconds to go here in the game. And a much needed victory for the Windsor Express should they hold on.
Hard fought. There was nothing easy here. The Moncton Miracles really brought it. There was no quit. They did a great job in the paint. They shot well from the three-point line. And they also created some turnovers. Their defense played well. 21 turnovers for the Windsor Express, and Moncton scored 24 points off those turnovers. And then we talked about the 46 points they scored in the paint. So this is a very good basketball team.
Johnson helps the Express crack the century mark. 3-ball at the buzzer.
Windsor holds Moncton to 94, 6 points below their opponent's points per game average, which is 100. Great defensive effort, great offensive effort. Fantastic job.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express come away with a 100-94 victory over the Moncton Miracles. Stay tuned for tomorrow night's game here from the WFCU Center. We've got the league-leading Halifax Hurricanes in town. Always a pleasure calling the game with you, my friend Kobe.
Indeed. And thank you.
Absolutely. For all of us here from Knockstrom.tv, we thank you for joining us, as always, across Canada and around the world. From Aaron Sanders, Jeremy James, Leo Gonzalez, Alex De Romero, and Kobe K, I'm Brett Hedges saying thanks, and so long for tonight. Let's take it over to the Knockstrom.tv post-game report.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. And a close one once again. Moncton did not let up, but at the end of the day, the Windsor Express won it 100-94. It is time for the Knockstrom post game. Aaron Sanders, Jeremy James, and Jeremy, we were up by as much as 15, but Moncton found a way to come back and cut it to single digits, yet they lost. What happened to the Windsor Express offense?
The lead was as close as probably 4. And the Windsor Express is like what I said before. They had to shut down the second half. If you don't shut down the second half, you can't win the game. Windsor Express have struggled with that, and this was quite evident. Luckily, we came out with the win. Luckily, we escaped.
It has been a vice the whole season, as you said, as most of us have said. But now with the Windsor Express, they are probably about around, exactly 5 games left until the playoffs start. Moncton unfortunately drops to 14-20, but they are not out of the woods yet. They show tough defense, and their transition game has been great, so I wouldn't see them getting out of the woods yet. They might be a tough contender in the Atlantic Division Finals. I don't know.
With a player like James Justice, you have no choice but to go forward.
Mike Martin I think you called him Chucky the whole game. I heard
did.
in the telecast.
He reminded me of Chuck Hayes, but he proved me wrong. He was strong. He came out with energy, and this team fed off that energy. And they almost came back and won. Do not sleep on this team. They almost came back and won. So you can see the heart that this team has.
Well, you see, they were getting it close. They didn't rely on the outside shots the most. That's why they got their big fellows in there just to dominate inside the paint. That's what Moncton did. But now we go away from Moncton. Let's talk about Windsor for a quick second. How in the world they came away with this 6-point victory after being much as 15 points? How did they cap it up? Mostly the free throws, I would assume.
Yes, by free throws, definitely getting to the line was something that they was credit for. Also getting to the rim as well. They lowered down on shooting threes and started getting more to the rim down the stretch of the game.
It was a great game. Nonetheless, we're just going to look down at the DAC Stack scores right now. Game's leading scorer and the player of the game, no surprise there, Brandon Robinson, B-Rob, a double-double. 23 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. And, it just goes to show if Chris Commons or Kirk Williams Jr. is out of the game, he could really provide on not only the mid-range jumper, but outside as well.
This team is deep. The reason why they are successful as they are is because they have a deep team. If Robinson's not playing well, Commons can come in. If Commons not playing well, you can put in Collins. This team is structured to win no matter what.
It's a reliable team.
Definitely.
Switching back to Moncton, however, a player of the game, we mentioned it, my Derek Coleman to your Chucky, Mike Martin, 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. It just goes to show what type of game you have for the Windsor Express and Moncton Moncton Miracles come to town. The rebounding game was pretty close. Windsor Express in their favor, 46-43. So Moncton's defense really stepped up, but Windsor with that only 3 rebound margin, it's a lot to take in, especially when you have 5 games to go here. When team foul situation, 27-22, Moncton had that. And quite surprisingly enough, the bench scored 32 points for the Express and 45 for the Moncton Miracles. So a couple of big boys and small fellas really coming out to play.
Yeah, the Express definitely want to contend for a championship this year. They have to make the bench. They have to rely on their bench as well when times come up short.
Absolutely. And now we're just going to get out of Windsor and go to the out-of-town scores. We have 2 games. They are all in the books. First of all, I want to give a shout-out to a mighty Island Storm fan, Lisa Oronux. Your Storm has won 120-114 in a close Atlantic Division game against the St. John Mill Rats. St. John, they now fall to 3-2 in the month of April, 21-14 overall. Anthony Anderson scored 22 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. It's a big fella. He's been in the league for a long time.
Great
and then
player.
for the Island Storm, they now move up to 12-22. Rashad Wack is their player of the game, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. It was a pretty close game, Jeremy, as I was looking at that for the whole game. So Island and St. John, I wouldn't count them out. Island Storm still trying to come back with a vengeance with plenty of games left before the playoffs start. Anything can happen in the 3 and 4 seed.
This is the NBL. Anything can happen.
Exactly. And now we go to the Niagara River Lions Orangeville A's game. Niagara takes it away 119-108. Niagara, they bump up to 15-21 this year. Logan Stutz, no surprise, player of the game, 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. 1 rebound shy of a double-double, but that's Logan Stutz's game this season, a potential MVP candidate.
Definitely.
Now for Orangeville, they drop to 12-24. I don't know how it is, but they show up with a great tough game in the Institute, but unfortunately it can't come off with a tough victory. But however, Justin Moss is a player of the game, 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. So a lot to take in, but nonetheless, we have to take in this game and what game we have to see tomorrow. Windsor plays the Halifax Hurricanes tomorrow. 24-9, cream of the crop of the Atlantic Division, a potential NBLC Finals matchup.
The top NBL team right now. There's no their play, their defense, how they playing right now, unbelievable.
Justin Johnson, Mike Glover, a couple of those big boys for Halifax Hurricanes. They really provide on the offensive game when it comes to rebounding, and the transition game has been phenomenal for Halifax. So Windsor really has to take it in consideration with less than 24 hours to go before we meet everybody back here again. So 7:30 tip-off tomorrow night. Jeremy and I will be with you along with Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K and our humble servant Alejandro DeMero. 7:30 tip-off for another installment of the Windsor Express on Knockstrom.tv. And we thank all of you for watching. This has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, providing the media excellence in the Windsor-Essex County. So until less than 24 hours from now, for JJ, Jeremy James, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.
You have a good night.